This Christian sister and I was talking and exchanging our love for Jesus, Yahushua. And in the conversation, she began to tell me about her husband leaving her for another woman, and he had left her quite a while. I can't remember how many years he had left her, and not only that, he had a child by her, a daughter, and she was in a lot of pain. And I asked her, "Is this your only husband?" And she said, "Yes." And she said, I want my husband back, but I don't see no way that he's going to come back, seeing that he has a child with this woman." So my response was that the God of Israel did not approve of what her husband had done, and if she wanted her husband back and could believe that God would bring him back, I said, then, and you're saying that you want him back, I say, I'll pray, and the God of Israel will bring him home. And so that's what I did. I prayed, and I did ask her. I said, "You want your husband home?" I said, "He has a child. So are you willing to deal with him having a child by another woman?" And she said, "It doesn't matter. I just want my husband home." And so we prayed. And of course, I don't know how long it took because I didn't write anything down. This happened in the 1990s. I didn't write anything down. I just knew that the God of Israel could work out impossible things in people's lives. And as it turned out, the husband did come home. The woman that he was living with and had the child by died. And so therefore, there he was with his child from the woman he was living with. And my Christian sister did accept her husband home along with his child that she began to help to raise the young girl. And so I had wanted to have a testimony, but that didn't happen. So I'm saying the testimony because I know what happened. And the husband came home, and not only the wife was praising Father, but I was praising Father that the husband had been forgiven and his wife had received him back home along with his child. Now, I want to say a little something about how I met this Christian sister. I was on my way to New York on a bus, and so was she. I didn't know her, she didn't know me. And so I was in my seat. The bus stop so that we rest stop so that we could, go and refresh ourselves. And I just said out loud, I would love to have me a piece of fried chicken. And somebody in a seat across from me in the back handed me a piece of fried chicken with the biggest smile on her face, saying God answers prayer. Now, this was before any of the testimony I just said about her husband. So this is my first meeting with her. We ended up in New York, and I think she was going to visit, and I think she lived in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I ended up joining the organization, and we became very close. So that's my story. I prayed and asked Father to bring her husband home, and our Father brought her husband home. Hallelujah. So, if you are hearing this video and your husband is not with you, and he is your only husband, and you are his only wife, then we can always pray for Father to make a way for you and your husband to be brought together again by Father. Well, this wasn't the only testimony. There are a couple more testimonies where I prayed for a Seventh-day Adventist sister, and her husband came home, and I prayed for a Catholic sister, and her husband came home. May the God of Israel bless you that hear, that have good marriages. I ask Father to continue to bless your marriages, and for those that have broken homes, the God of Israel has all the answers, and he can do what is impossible. Hallelujah. Thank you for listening.